Welcome to the Wizard of Cause, your go-to podcast for social impact, where we speak to innovative businesses, how they give, and of course, the charities that they love and inspire them. Now, whether you're an entrepreneur, a startup founder, or a business professional looking to stay ahead of the curve, the Wizard will show you how to build lasting social impact on the world. Are you ready to grow, give, and be inspired? Let's get started.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from five figures to six figures or six figures to seven figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be good, be brief, be gone. Growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
My friends, I am Deacon Ray Morales, and I founded Buena Vida Community Corporation International. And I wish I had known about sharing the credit long ago, 2, 3, 5 years ago. It would have been a blessing to have a revenue stream coming in from sharing the credit. It is fabulous, and it helps create a revenue stream that is steady coming in. I really recommend it. Get on board. Thank you. Thank you.
I am here today with a recently made but good friend of mine, the Reverend Senior Ray Morales. And Ray heads up the Buena Vida. Don't let me make the mistake. My Spanish is poor, so I keep saying Buena Vista, and Ray is so gentle with me. Buena Vida Community Corporation International. And I could go on for the next couple of hours and explain what that really means. But instead, and I'm not calling you a horse, but we're going to go to the horse's mouth, and we're going to let Ray tell you exactly what that means. Ray, please unpack that for me. Tell us about Buena Vida.
Buena Vida translates into English to good life.
Good life.
And what it is, it's been my lifelong ministry. I grew up Catholic, and since I was a little child, my family always bought groceries. And I was the fourth of the boys. There was one girl, and between there was 5 of us. But I was the fourth boy, next to the last. But I was the biggest. So guess who got to carry the bags? Me. And every time we went to the grocery store, I got to carry the bags to the car and put them in the trunk. And when we left the home to go to visit the family in the country, in Puerto Rico, which country means that you're going into the mountains, because it's a small island. It was me who had to put in the bags in the trunks and then take them out and take it to the homes that we were going to. I did not understand why we were doing that, but I know I was doing all the exercise. I was carrying the bags, and then we gave to the people, and we could not leave the house without drinking coffee or having soda or something for us, the kids, and that was every weekend. And I finally asked my mom, why are we doing this? Why are we giving all this stuff to these people? Some of them, we didn't know them. There were names that she got from somebody. And she referred me to the Good Samaritan in the Bible. She said, I want you to read this story. And then I want you to explain it to me, why Jesus talked about that.
Oh
boy, that hit me. It took me to read about 4
That's the Socratic method right there. She's making
Yes. and it is part of my ministry. In if you see my page, I talk about the Good Samaritan. It's in my PowerPoint in my presentation. I talk about the Good Samaritan, and I talk about First Peter. I can't cite you the verse right now, but it's in there too, and it's all about that. That she taught me that. She taught me that, and I learned that from being a what 7-year old, 8-year old, somewhere around there, and that stuck with me. And my first job, I was maybe 9. I was working cutting grass and washing cars, giving out the newspaper. So I start saving money and I start doing the same thing that my family was doing. I was doing the same too, and it stuck with me all my life. I was living in Puerto Rico amongst migrants from Cuba, from Jamaica, from Haiti, from the Dominican Republic, from Colombia, from Venezuela, Mexico, Iran, from different places, Turkey, you name it. There were people from everywhere. Plus, we were in a subdivision that was majority was retired military. In between us, there were houses that been rented, and that's where all the migrants were living. So I grew up with England. At 20, I got married and joined the army. And I asked to go to Panama while I learned English. And the army, they put Southern Command, Panama. Panama didn't fit on the paper, on the computer. So it stays Southern Command. Little did I know that everywhere there is a Southern Command. So they sent me to Southern Command, Europe. I got stuck with 4 tours in Germany. So I became fluent in Deutsch. Ich spreche Deutsch. I learned to speak German before I was fluent in English. Force of habit, and
Yeah.
And to make the story a little short, I got stuck in a cheap apartment building because that's what I could afford. I was a private. And was cheap for one reason. Everybody living in that building was foreigners, mostly undocumented. And there was only 2 American families. We both were Hispanics. One from Puerto Rico, one from Mexico. And we were stuck there. Hey, I loved it. I only paid $150 for my apartment.
Oh,
with my wife. Everybody else was paying $400, $500. We're paying $150. And it was small, it was nice,
right.
and it was right close, right next door to the base. So I loved it. We jumped the fence. We got there July. My wife got there July the 30th. I got there the 2nd. July the 4th, we go to the movie. We're in shorts. We jump the fence to get in, not to walk all the way around. By the time we walk out of the movie, there's almost 6 inches of snow in the ground.
Oh,
And we are shivering. We from Puerto Rico, come on, don't do this to us. And we're in shorts, sandals. We had to jump that fence and run home. That's it. We learned that Germany's got crazier weather than we have ever
too
experienced.
bad you didn't have some of that really good, that strong Puerto Rican coffee to warm you up when you
Well,
got
we
back.
had some. We had some. We had to brew it when we got home. But I was then again working with Hispanics, and I mean not Hispanic, but people from different countries. I was learning Italian, Portuguese, Romanian, Czechoslovakian, and German.
Wow.
In that town, we go into a restaurant and we trying to read the menu. I'm talking to my wife in Spanish. It's getting close to July. It's July 4th. July 7th is our anniversary,
Yeah.
our first anniversary. And here we are trying to read the menu, and we don't know what to order. And this lady gets up from another table. They're talking German over there. And she comes in perfect Spanish to start talking to us.
Oh, what a blessing.
She says, "Happy anniversary." Are you having a good time? You having a Buena Vida here in Germany? I'll say, oh my God, you have to say Buena Vida?
Right, right, right.
And then I asked her, where are you from? Where do you speak that perfect Spanish from? Well, World War II came around and my parents said, we're not staying here. He took us and we went to Venezuela. So I grew up in
Ooh,
Venezuela. I went to school in Venezuela. That's where I learned my Spanish. So my brother, he's not here. He flies for Lufthansa from here to Spain. What he does, he goes down to Spain with a group and he stays with a group and he's their guide. He's works for Lufthansa, but he stays. He don't come back right away. He stays there with that group for 2 weeks, and then they come back. And that's all he does for a living. So I got to meet some people, strange people, and great people. I learned a lot. And then I got stuck 4 times in Germany
you got
for
stuck 4 times in Germany?
12 and a half years.
Ah,
No, I got stuck. Yeah, I got blessed. That's what it is.
well, yeah, but then you tell me now. You told me this, and you wound up in a church, but you were talking military English.
Military English. That's what I spoke.
That's not polite English all the time. That's
No, no, it's a curse word about every 6 words. There's one will be in there. I did not know that until I went to a church here in the States. Finally, I went to a Catholic English mass. And I start talking, and then people start looking at me, and then somebody pulled me aside and say, you're talking Army English, aren't you? In the military. You need to cut it down. You should
you were
what?
in church blowing out their ears because
And then they start telling me, you're talking Army English. And about every 6 word you say is a curse word, and we don't use that here in the church. I say, you mean I have to learn English again? And that person told me, well, one way to do that is get a job in a retail store and listening to people that will help you. So I got a job in Montgomery Ward and part time, and that worked. That worked. That was the beginning of the rest of my story.
military English in church. I'm just the first time you told me that I was it's just as funny now. It may be a little funnier because I knew it was coming and it's the cherry bomb going off and the plumbing of of the school blowing everything up. That's
And then if you think that's funny, now I'm a deacon in the Catholic Church in Spanish, and Spanish is Spanish, right? You would think English is English, right?
right.
Oh, not really. You got English in South United States, and the Northeast has got a different accent and different words.
Hmm.
You know, how you say what you drink is clear? What do you call that? How you pronounce it?
When a drink is clear,
Yeah, and it's clear. It comes from the tap. What is it?
you mean
In the
water,
home?
water,
What?
water,
Water. Water.
water,
Water up
water.
north. Yeah. And in different parts of the country, they call it something a little bit different, but it's still the same, right?
Right.
And that's in the United States. Go to Germany. I mean, go to England. They call it something different. It's the same word. They pronounce it a little bit different. Go to Australia. They pronounce it different. Go to
Right.
India. They speak English too. They pronounce it different. It's English still. Well, in Spanish, it's the same. In each country, there's over 23 countries that speak Spanish. Each country does it different, a little bit different.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I'm doing a homily talking about Lady Magdalene and Jesus. Jesus takes Lady Magdalene and pull her aside. This is after she does the with the oil and the perfume,
Hmm.
cleans his feet, right, and dries them with hair. And he
Right.
takes her, right. The word "take" in certain countries in Latin America, especially in Mexico, majority of the people in my church were from Mexico. The word take, you got to be careful in the sense you use it. When you say a man takes a woman, he's taking
Oh,
her
right,
sexually.
right, right.
It's
Oh,
sexually
oh
connotated.
golly. Oh golly.
I had fire flames coming from the eyes of the people. I did not know what I said that got them so upset. But I knew that I did something, I said something that was upsetting to the majority of the people. So I looked down. I saw a friend of mine, he's an engineer, worked with me. I called him up to the altar. I came down from the amble and said, "What did I say?" He said, "When you say Jesus took Lady Magdalene, you meant what you said was that he actually sexually took her."
Oh.
Oh no,
Oh.
I understand now. Thank you. And I went back up and I excused myself and I said, "That's not what I meant."
No, no, no.
No, 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 no. And then everybody started laughing.
Well, you know what? I have five sisters. Um, and I have an extended family, and amongst my own family, and we've grown up, we speak the exact same English from the exact same region, right? And we still get misunderstandings. So, how much more so would that be? You go from Army English to Montgomery Ward English to Spanish that you're training, back
Yes,
and forth from different regions and different nations.
in different nations, speaking to people from different countries, different backgrounds, different cultures. And I applying all of that in Buena Vida Community Corporation, helping people from different walks of life. Here in the United States, I'm working with Black people. I'm working, well, some don't like Black, some don't like African American. People from different backgrounds, different cultures, different races, different religions. I don't work with Catholics alone. Even though I am Catholic and it's basically a Catholic corporation, I work with everybody because everybody needs help. And this is focused on families. It's to strengthen families. That's why I say it's a unique corporation because we are focused on the family unit as it was intended from the beginning.
Well, see,
Father,
now I was going to
mother,
ask you this
family,
question.
uncles, cousins, and not the way you think about it in the American sense, more like the Italian, the Hispanic way, that you got first cousin, second cousin, third cousin, four cousins. The family is extended, big family, not small family in that sense. So you're never alone. You might lose a brother, you might lose an uncle, you might lose your father, but somebody's going to step in. There's somebody in the family that's going to step in. You're never going to be alone. And that is the beauty of having a family unit, a real family unit. And then what I do is try to give the resources to the family to have the best life they can have, to have the buena vida, the good life that we all should have, that we all should be able to get to look to fulfill for ourselves and for our family members and for the community because the family is the unit that makes the community.
Amen.
And if one family is successful, that gets contagious to the next family, and then the communities start getting better.
Right.
And if we can get the community to be better, that's it. We start making it happen.
So,
The whole
Ray,
country gets better.
Ray, you originally were working, um, you were working under the auspices of the church itself and in its area. But as I remember you telling me, you wanted to be able to do more and do something, and the church actually tells you you need to get out from under the umbrella of a church because you would be restricted to just that area, right? Almost like it's a corporation, right?
Right.
And this would be
It
the
is.
district. And they're like, go, you have this in you, go launch your own nonprofit. That way you can hit everybody. Am I on par with that?
Yes, exactly. My bishop, the one who ordained me,
Hmm.
was telling me this. You are restricted as a deacon to your parish, to the to the to the territory of your parish. Now, as the director of Hispanic ministries, when you worked that position, you had access to the entire territory of the diocese, 38,000 square miles, 11 times the territory of Puerto Rico, where there are 6 dioceses. So I was running all over the place throughout the 86 parishes and missions of the diocese. What happens? Then I'm assigned to I became a deacon, and then I stopped working for the diocese, and then I'm assigned to a parish. But what happens? I already know all these parishes and know all these people. They know me, so they're calling me. Can you come down and do the baptism for my kids? Can you come down and marry my daughter? Can you come down and
Marry
do
her
the
to somebody else,
quinceañera?
not you marry her.
Yeah, no, not me marry her. No, do the marriage.
Right,
Do the
right.
marriage. No. As a deacon, I can perform marriages. I can do funerals. I can do baptisms. I can do quinceañeras. I can do religious ceremonies and stuff. Right. So they're calling me to do all this stuff, and some priests uh, got a little bit ruffled over the edges. That I am coming to their territories. I asking them. This family is asking them to come. Do you have any problem? No. But yes, they did. They really did. They didn't like the idea that I was coming to their territory. But they didn't speak Spanish. And they wanted it in Spanish. So they really didn't have a choice. They had to have somebody to do it in Spanish.
Well, as you and I have related back and forth, even when you have in regions, and a lot of the families may even speak English, but what a comfort it is to hear it in our mother tongue, right?
Exactly. And that's why Vatican II changed it from Latin to the mother tongue of the countries.
Right, to the vernacular. I'm going to tell you this,
Yeah.
and I've said this in past, the way sharing the credit, our most thing is, so we get those businesses to adopt this change in their payment solution and donate to these worthwhile causes, right? Like Buena Vida. But
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus, what I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
one of the big things is I tell people all the time, and I make this comparison, how comfortable it is to get something in your mother tongue, especially when you have a problematic area. And I say, listen, don't ever apologize for wanting to hear this in Spanish, wanting to hear it in your own language, because I'm born and raised speaking English. The business owners I talk to 98, 99% of the time are born and raised speaking English, and they can't read the English contracts that are put out there every day, right? And that's in their mother tongue. How much more so would they be abused if they can't read it if it was in another language, right? That they can speak, they can read, but it's not as familiar. And you in these delicate things having to go through it, especially part with dealing with their faith, when dealing with just working with them on a daily basis.
Here's a kicker for you. When I joined the army, I couldn't speak English at all.
Right.
But I could read it and write it.
Oh.
Because English was taught in the school in Puerto Rico. But we didn't have the practical side of speaking the English. It was not taught. There was no reason to use it. They didn't teach it. So
that's
we
almost
had
an
to read
alien
and
thought
write.
to me. How do you learn to read and write and you've not no spoken word at all? I mean, that's
Didn't use it. That's the whole reason. If you don't use it, you lose it. You get to pronounce it in the classroom, but you don't use it outside at all.
Now, when you were writing this, was any of that military English you were writing?
No.
Hopefully
No.
not in class. So,
No.
all right. So, tell
But
me
here's the thing. I get to Germany.
Yeah.
And my first few weeks, I stay in the motor pool doing the vehicles inspections and stuff, and I'm here grabbing the manuals, I'm reading them, and I'm doing inspections, and the motor sergeant sees me doing this, and he talks to the commander and says, "This guy knows what he's reading. He's doing real good." So the commander asked me to come to the office, and he got a pile of paperwork for me to review it, and if I see any errors, correct them. I say, here he goes. He's trying to teach me English now. Trying to correct my English. So let me go. And I did that for 2 weeks. On the third week, I start to get antsy, why is he still having me do this? So I asked the first sergeant, why is the commander mad at me? Because he's still having me correct this paperwork. I know how to read and write. I just can't talk correctly yet. Oh, you think he's punishing you? Oh, wait a moment. Let me get a commander in here. He went and got the commander. Says, no. You can read and write better than the people that wrote that. And I say, but those are award recommendations. Those are letters of recommendations, and those are evaluation reports. Who wrote them? Platoon leaders, platoon sergeants, the E7s, the E8s, and lieutenants. And they can't write? I started laughing. I said, you got to be kidding me. No. That's the problem we have in America. This is in 1974. Today is worse.
Right.
Today is worse. Like you were saying, they can't read a contract. We don't spend the time no more reading, writing, and teaching it correctly in school. We don't do that no more. I'm aghast. My nieces, my nephews, graduating from high school, and they cannot even write a paragraph correctly. Now they can text. They can text all day long. They won't take their eyes off the phone.
Texting's not writing.
They're just not writing, because even that's not even correct.
So, Ray, I got to ask you. So, you've got this start, and then you go so far as the church, and the church is doing this, and then you're expanding because you speak the language, and not everybody does, and eventually they say, not cutting you off, they say, we would be a hindrance. We're holding you back. You need to start your own nonprofit where you have your own free bounds, and as you said, you don't have a limitation in who you would assist. You obviously are going to have a great mission in working with these with families that that are Hispanic families, because you can speak the language, you can minister to them, you can help them, and you bring a lot of life and knowledge, tons of life and tons of knowledge to the game. But tell me this, and for the people that are watching, what is the main focus for the ministry here of Buena Vida?
The main focus is the families. It is to strengthen the community. It's to give everybody an even chance to have a better life. And yes, I'm focused with the Hispanic because that's what I am. That's what I've seen, and that's my people. That's the way I look at it. But I also help veterans. I also help African Americans. I also help white people. I also help Chinese. I help everybody. I won't leave nobody out. I help the entire community. I help people from other countries. I have a Buena Vida International in Venezuela. That is part of the reason I wanted to get the PowerPoint, but I can get it into here right now. But I have already a building, a 6-story building. The top floor is a senior residence. The other 5 floors is going to be a clinic. I got 8 volunteer doctors. They're going to run it. There are time to gather the equipment. But we need to have revenue to restore the building. It used to be a senior residence and a place to take care of people in hospice run by nuns. But the oldest nun that was still there in charge was 80 years old. The mother nun was 97 and she was still refusing to give it up. They convinced her to give it up to Buena Vida.
Right.
That is a Catholic foundation, and she finally said yes. And it went to Deacon Angel Rico, who's been working 4 years with me, with no funds out of my pocket and what I can get from people to help me, to help
So,
little kids. I got some videos and pictures
and this is in Venezuela?
in Venezuela, yes, where
A
we cannot go
six-story
into.
building. So
Huh?
a six-story building to house seniors on the top five
Top
floors and
floor?
the bottom floor to do a clinic that's amazing.
Yes. And the deacon, I call him he's an angel. His name is Angel, but he is an angel. He's an angel. I got a, a little conversation, text sent back and forth between our bishop and the cardinal of Venezuela, talking about that deacon. They assigned the deacon to a parish that had no priest. The parish is falling apart, building wise, and the parish itself, the people were starting to fall away. They had no priest. So they assigned him there in the meantime until they get a priest assigned there. But the parish needs a lot of work. So he starts getting the people motivated. He starts celebrating the word, not the mass, because he can't do the mass.
Mhm.
But he's celebrating the word there. And he's getting the people involved. He's got the choir going again. He's got catechism going again. He's got a lot of things going, and he's getting them involved in renewing the building on their own. They're poor. They don't got nothing, but they're doing it. So Cardinal gets word from the bishop what he's done so far, and he's agreed. And this, I got it written on this one slide. The Cardinal agrees to send it technical team engineers to go and see what needs to be done to get that church up to par and start rebuilding it properly with the help of the people, because that's the only way they can do it, with the people to do the labor, but given the tools to get it done. That church is almost completely done right now. It's got
Oh
it,
wow.
and all this is done by hand.
Oh, amazing, amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. He's finally getting a priest assigned to that parish. So he's going to be able to get that office back. But he's assigned to two other parishes. One where he actually is assigned as a deacon, and another one where he's also working as a pastor in temporary position.
He
Because
sounds
there's some
spread a
priests,
little thin.
a lot thin, because I haven't told you yet. He's also being paid the equivalency of about maybe $100 a month.
That
He is
you
he is
misspoke.
the
I heard
chaplain in
$100 a month.
charge. He's the chaplain in charge of the East Cemetery of Caracas, and he does about 20 burials a month.
That's amazing.
He
But
has
I
no
misheard
car.
you. I
He
misheard you.
has no car. He walks everywhere he goes or take a bus.
I heard you say about $100 a month.
Yeah, that's his salary. He don't work. That's his work. That's his working, whatever people gives him. His wife used to be a pharmacist. She doesn't work no more. He has a ministry at his house, and he cuts hair for people that have no money. He cuts hair to men. His machine was cutting in bunches. It wasn't doing good. I sent him a new machine. Uh,
Ray,
and I was working my retired pay from the military. gave me enough money that I had extra money, so I used that extra money to help him.
Ray, our small charities, this is why we have to get this message out. Not just because Ray doesn't have, and Buena Vida doesn't just handle one particular group. He's
No,
particularly stained by when his mom said, "What is a Good Samaritan all about?" And you explained it to me. And, something we miss in the Good Samaritan is in that story, when he was talking, a Samaritan was somebody that was not, you didn't want to be around, right?
you might have been around a good Samaritan because Samaritan, excuse me,
Right, right.
because they were not supposed to be good.
A good Samaritan is an oxymoron because the Israelites despised the Samaritans, right? So
Hmm.
it'd be like saying the good drug dealer, the good
Yeah.
leper,
Oh, the good nasty.
the good Nancy, right? This is not somebody you associate with, and yet
That's right.
he's saying, all these people pass by, but a Samaritan reached and stopped and helped this man who was in his most
Cure
desperate
his
hour.
wounds and
Right.
then carry him to an inn and pay for the
And said,
keeper to
I
take
got
care
to
of him.
go away. He said, but if it costs more, I'll pay you more when I get back. Right. I mean, and what a story that was. And I love when you say this, that you're not limited in who you assist. You certainly have areas where you have great skill, and especially in the Spanish speaking areas and nations that you can do some help in because you can talk in a mother tongue. But again, our small charities. I have a small charity that brings in $11,000 a month because their businesses want to help them. And it's not like grant money, right? It goes out in unrestricted funds. So they may use it in any way that they need. And that means staff, that means insurance, that means printer ink or haircuts or gas for the vehicle or a bike to or a vehicle to help them, get back and forth. I
A
encourage
casket for a funeral, you
Right.
know.
I encourage you, if you're a business and you would like to help these areas and help Buena Vida do more of this work that they are doing, like for example in Venezuela, a building where the top 5 floors are just senior living and the bottom floor is a
It needs to be
clinic.
renovated. The building, once you see the pictures, you can tell right away. It needs to have, we call it a mano de gato, a hand of a cat. It needs to have love put in it. It needs
Right.
to be painted. It needs to be re-cemented. There's you can see that it's wore down. It needs to be redone.
I
There's a lot
strongly
of pages.
suggest you look down below and click on the link. And if you're a business and you would like to, instead of giving back into the system, automatically make it where we're going to automate your philanthropy and let you give to Buena Vida long term. Ray, what is Buena Vida's? Because I know you don't think in short terms.
Hmm.
And they always say the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and you're
Right.
always thinking 5, 10, 15 years into the future. Tell me about Buena Vida 5, 10, 15 years in the future. What are some goals that you're trying to dunk on now to get these things set up to win in these areas?
Well, my goal with Buena Vida is to actually spread Buena Vida throughout the United States,
Mhm.
throughout North America, because North America is Mexico, Canada, and the United States, Central America, Latin America, which is the rest of South America, Caribbean. That's the main goal. I already got a point of contact in Nigeria. It's Christ Agricultural Company. It's not a
Okay.
nonprofit, but it's a company that doesn't have funds. It's 4 friends that graduated from agronomy. They're engineers,
Mhm.
and they want to get some livestock, fish, birds, and put them in a 200 by 100 lot. Put a little pond to get the fish, put the birds, the chicken, and then use the manure from the chicken to grow a vegetable garden, and then put 5, 6 families to work on that lot. Pay them to grow the stuff, to take care of the animals, take care of the eggs, the fish.
How much will that feed?
That will feed a bunch of people because that's going to continue to work. Now,
right.
That's just one. Their idea is not one. Their idea is to do this for 4, 6 families in that community. That's one. Build as many as they need in that community. And then once they get that going, get the people trained there, take some of those people that are trained, and then move to the next community and train some more people and do it again, duplicate it in the next community, and keep doing that until they get Nigeria up and then move to Chad and move to the next country.
Awesome.
The idea is to do that. And what they're asking me is to give them the seed money. They cannot get loans. Right now, if you check you Google Nigeria, the banks are not loaning money. There is instability in that country. It's a mess.
What? Instability in Nigeria?
Yeah. It haven't been stable. How long now? It's been through many governments, and it's crazy right now. It is crazy. A lot of people are leaving for Europe, and that's what they want to do. They want to stop from having to migrate. They want to keep their people there.
Well, I want to do a reach out to.
And they're Christian. They're
Right.
Christian. They're a minority in the country.
I want to do a big call out. Remember, it's not just limited to that, but Catholic businesses, Hispanic and Latin American family businesses right here in the U.S. Ray, I know a Latin American Chamber of Commerce in Utah that has 3,000 businesses on their docket, right? All that are giving. Imagine if 1/10 of those chose Buena Vida. If 1% of those chose La Buena Vida, we could fund several 2 or 3 states. It would be amazing. Ray, once again, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you joking with me, giving me your rich heritage, unvarnished as it is, warts and all. Like when you're telling me one of my favorite things, and I've told this already to several people, you ended up in a church speaking military English, and that
Almost
is to
got
the
ran
woman.
out.
Huh?
Almost got ran out.
Right. And I know a lot of military people, and they know what that means, right? They find that more than a little funny. Um, Now we're going to put links for everything for Buena Vida up under here, so please feel free to look in the information below. You can click through. You can look directly at their information. He's got some information, a couple videos. He's got the information in English and in Spanish if you'd like to see it. And if you have a business and you don't want to pay extra, right? Just doing what you're doing right now. If you would like to take your business and take part of the fee you pay to the Visa MasterCard system, and instead of giving it back into the system, instead give it to something that you love, like Buena Vida, and give a good life to a lot of people, and have that be long-term sustainable funding for them. I want to encourage you to click the link below. Ray is setting this up so that this is going to go into generational giving, and that is an inspirational thing. Ray, again, thank you for jumping on with us today. It's always fun. We may have to do this again in a couple of months because you always have too much information for just one little 10, 12 minute little bit.
We have to, no problem.
So thank you for doing the work that you do. I cannot imagine the families that have been blessed for what you're doing and what you keep fighting for on a daily basis. Keep going in the meantime. And if you're a business and you're watching this and you'd like to help them, click below and we'll show you how to do it.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
That wraps up today's episode of The Wizard of Thoughts. We hope you've enjoyed the insights and ideas shared in today's conversation. Now, if you found value in this episode, don't forget to subscribe and tell us how we're doing. Your feedback helps us bring you more content that matters. And of course, stay connected with us for updates, tips, and more. Until next time, keep giving, take care, and keep making an impact.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God. It's beautiful.